Hey, it's Mia Moore representing CMU. So this is our second month of book club, and we did Good to Great by James Collins. So overall, it was a good book. I would recommend it if you're starting a business or you're transitioning into like a CEO type of position. He put a disclaimer saying that it's not really for like business purposes, but majority of the book was about business and comparing different companies. Sorry. For the research, he focused on contrasting the good to great companies against similar companies within the same industry. He contrasted companies. He focused on Wells Fargo to Bank of America, Walgreens to Kirk's Pharmacy. I think I'm saying that right. He said it a lot. Girl, I forgot. He discussed different categories such as technology, leadership, business strategy, CEO compensation, corporate culture, leadership style, and management turnovers. All right, so now we're on chapter 2. It's called First Who. So I first started out with the quote, you can accomplish anything in life as long as you don't mind who gets the credit. I thought that was very interesting because, like if you have a great idea and you give it to your boss, right? And so he might pawn it off as his or her idea. And so it's like, do I say something? I don't say nothing. Maybe, they'll bring me up. Like, you never know. So I thought that was like a good thing to think about. So, like basically the whole book is about level 5 leadership. And so he talks about like transitional stages and becoming an effective leader. So level 1 is step 1. Capable individuals with knowledge and skills and have good work habits. So that's level 1. Level 2 is contributing team members. When you become excellent contributing to your individual habits to a group effort. So like that might be like, well, I'm in healthcare, so like a medical assistant, not a medical assistant, like an assistant to the manager. That's what I meant. And stage 3 leadership is when you're a manager and you're excellent at being a manager and organizing people and resources. And stage 4 is becoming an effective leader, giving away leadership, performing at a high level, like you're performing at the top level, like only way up. And stage 5 is ambition drive that is tailored towards the company, humble and fearless. Period. And so I wrote is level 5 leaders put their egos aside and are more reserved and make moves that benefit the company. Chapter 3. Good is the enemy of great. That's a great title. I'm not gonna lie. All right. So I put the right people don't have to be motivated. They will already be. Full disclosure. So after every chapter, like he does a summary to wrap up everything. And sometimes it's like new information. So I thought that was like very, very interesting. So yeah, let's get back. So first he put self-motivated, self-inspired, self-disciplined, and self-guided. Motivated by the inner drive to be a part of something great. Talks about two different types of executive board members. You either have one genius and followers that just do as told and make your vision a reality, or have numerous geniuses that all contribute ideas and strategies to make the company better. So there's always, pros and cons to each situation. So research suggests that when you have one genius playing the CEO role and followers, when the genius retires and leaves the company, the company normally resorts back to good. There's a saying, I never heard of it: hire 5, work them like 10, and pay them like 8. I'm gonna get paid like 8. But yeah. So when hiring people, you should focus on 3 things. Number 1, when in doubt, keep looking. Don't just hire to fill the position. Hire because they meet all the goals. Number 2, when you know you need a people change, act. Do not wait. Do not hold it off. Well, we're going to get somebody in like 2 months, 3 months. Fire them right then and there. And it says, great people don't need to be micromanaged. Period. Strong performing individuals get frustrated by poor performing individuals and either quit or become overwhelmed by picking up the slack. That's so important. So that's why you gotta let them go. All right, and number 3, put your best people on your best opportunities, not your biggest problems. If you sell off your problems, don't sell off your best people. Good workers are hard to find, but you can always teach them, and they shall be great again in that area. Chapter 4, Level 5 Leadership. It talks about the importance of knowing your target market and being aware of when times are changing. And therefore, your business strategy and plan should as well. And great CEOs don't hide from their mistakes or failures. Talk about getting real-time feedback, implementing red flags, comment sections to make the company better. Life is unfair, sometimes to our advantage, more often to our disadvantage. That's my whole life. So I talked about the summary. So like I said, he does a bar, like he talks about the book and then he does a summary. So I'm not really sure if that's like in the book. But he said all good to great companies find a path to greatness by confronting the brutal facts of their current reality. When you're honest with yourself and the company's position, decisions, solutions, that tend to become easier. We must create a culture where people can be heard and ultimately the truth to being heard. 4 basic principles: lead with questions, not answers, engage in dialogue and debate, conduct autopsies without blame, build red flags, mechanisms, and turn information that can not be ignored. Don't turn away from information that can't be ignored. Oh Lord. What chapter we on? Alright. Every company goes through adversity, but only the companies that face reality come out strong. He talks about a Stockdale paradox, basically stating that you can prevail in the most difficult situations. Chapter 5, Technology Accelerator. So the chapter starts off with the author telling a story about a fox and a hedgehog. So basically, the fox tried different strategies, and their mind is very scattered, but end up with the same result as the hedgehog. So the hedgehogs are basically thinkers and look at the world as a simple view, not as a simplistic view. So that was basically what the story was about. So he focused on things to talk about, like what you can be the best at the world, what you can be best in the world at, and equally important, what can you not be the best at in the world, and 2, what drives your economic engine, profit or cash flow, and 3, what you are deeply passionate about. The good to great companies focus on what they're great at and expand. You have to understand and find that one thing that will make you great as well as your company great. Everyone's strategy, everyone's strategy might not correlate with yours or major or business. You must be able to develop and understand what you want and can be great at focusing on that per company. So this is in concept with like what's it? Chapter 6, Simplicity with the 3 circles. Guess what we're going to talk about? 3 circles. So the 3 circles are called freedom and framework. So the first one is build a culture around freedom and responsibility. 2, Grow that culture with self-disciplined people who are going to go to extreme lengths to fulfill their responsibility. And three, don't confuse a culture of discipline with three, don't confuse a culture of discipline with a traumatical disciplinarian. Hmm. A great company is more likely to die of indigestion of too much opportunity than starvation from too little. The challenge becomes not opportunities creation, but opportunities selection. It takes discipline to say no, period. If you have a great company, there will be a lot of one out of a lifetime opportunities. You don't have to jump on everything. Chapter 7, a culture of discipline. If you have a threat to your company, such as a new store rising with a similar product, don't react quickly, react strategically and slow to make it perfect. Go from crawling to walking to eventually running. So basically, he's saying if you have something new that's popping up, such as Walmart. I'm gonna give a bad example. Walmart and Sam's, they're the same company. They're owned by the same people. But if another company is trying to pop up and they're trying to undercut you, and they're doing this and they're doing that, they add in like same day pickups. It's okay. It's okay. Because sometimes they're gonna burn out because they're trying to underhand you so bad that they're losing product, they're losing cash flow, like they're picking bad employees to work for them, and so they're coming to you because you have quality. Chapter 7, a culture of discipline. If you have a threat to your company, such as a new store rising with a similar product, don't react quickly. React strategically and slow to make it perfect. Go from crawling to walking to eventually running. So he's basically saying, like, if a new company rises up, and he is an example such as Walgreens versus online drugstores. So what Walgreens did is they implemented a drive-through. So you no longer have to come in, going through the drive-through, get your prescription and zip. So they're trying to compete with the online stores who, they just like eScripts, for example. I hope you know what that is. So the doctor just sends it out to eScript, right? And they just deliver it. I don't know how long it takes, but they're trying to compete with them, right? So, but that's good. Like Walgreens did, you only have to come in, but now they have, the drive-through section, and most people do not want to get out of their cars anyway. So I feel like, you know, they're crawling, but they implemented something that's effective, that's still having those faithful, not patients, customers still stay with their company. All right, when you use the right technology, it can accelerate momentum, not create a momentum. Take that out. Question to ask when it comes to technology for your company. Does it fit with your company vision and mission statement? Then, yes, you need to become a pioneer. If not, ignore it. Technology is never the root cause of a company decline or success. Chapter 8, the flywheel and the doom loop. Let me tell y'all, these chapters is long as heck. Revolution means turning the wheel. Every good to great company goes through a lot of trial and error, and he mentions the media only covers you when you are at the height of your career. Jim Collins read this entire book. We have allowed how transition look from the outside to drive our perception on what they must look like to those going through them on the inside. From the outside, it looks like a traumatic, almost revolutionary breakthrough, but from the inside, it feels completely different, like an organic development process. in reality, the process takes years. So chapter 9, it was called the hedgehog concept. I'm gonna let y'all know. I went through all the chapters. It was basically a summary of the entire book, so I really didn't write anything down. But there were like a lot of words I did not know, so I ended up like writing all of them down, and hopefully I researched them. But if not, they're always in this Google Doc, you guys. So I hope you guys have a nice day. Like I said, I did give it a 7 out of 10 rating. But in reality, if you're not trying to start your own business or be like a leader, I wouldn't read a book. I would read it, but no, I wouldn't. But yeah, but like this is like a book a lot of people talk about. And I was asking, like I was doing like interviews. I was asked, um, executive leaders or top leaders, what book do you recommend? And they always said this book, so I thought I would give it a chance. So it might hit a little bit different for you, to be honest.